Picture this scenario, because I know for a fact you've lived it in the last 48 hours. You are scrolling through your phone, or maybe you're walking through the mall, and you see it. A bright red banner. 70% off. Today only. You weren't looking for a new pair of noise-canceling headphones. You definitely didn't need a third winter coat. But as you look at that price tag, slashed from $300 down to $89, your brain does a weird kind of backflip. You don't see an $89 expense. You see a $211 profit. You feel like you're winning. You feel like you're outsmarting the giant corporation that owns the store. So you buy it. You walk out of the store or close the tab feeling a rush of dopamine. And for a few seconds, you feel smart, responsible, even proud. But that feeling is exactly what the system is designed to sell you. And the scary part is, this exact trick works even on people who think they're good with money. What if I told you that the original price was a total fabrication, a psychological anchor dropped into your mind to make you feel comfortable spending money you otherwise wouldn't have touched? The truth is, you didn't save $211. You were robbed of $89. And the worst part? You thanked them for doing it. Today, we are going to perform a forensic audit on the fake discount scam. We're going to look at the dark architecture of retail psychology and the mathematical proof that sales are actually the most expensive days of your life. My name is Maven, and I spend way too much time thinking about the invisible psychological triggers that retailers use to drain your bank account. If you're someone who constantly finds yourself saving money while your credit card balance keeps going up, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because look, we aren't just talking about coupons today. We are talking about a sophisticated form of financial warfare. Retailers aren't selling products anymore. They are selling the feeling of a bargain to bypass your rational brain. We're going to break down why your brain is literally wired to fall for this, and why buy one get one is actually a formula for personal bankruptcy. And I have to warn you, once we peel back the layers on how these prices are actually set, you will never be able to walk into a grocery store or open Amazon the same way again. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Prices are almost never based on the value of the item. They are based on anchoring. Don't worry, this isn't a lecture. I'm just exposing the psychology retailers use to quietly drain us. In psychology, anchoring is the human tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered. Retailers know this. Let's look at the math. Imagine a watch. The retailer wants to sell this watch for $50. If they put it on the shelf for $50, you look at it and think, is this watch worth $50? I don't know. Maybe. You hesitate. You walk away. Now let's change the math. They put a tag on it that says $250. Then they draw a big, thick black line through it and write $75 underneath. Suddenly, your brain stops asking, is this watch worth $50? And starts saying, I am getting a $250 item for $75. Even though $75 is more than the original $50 price the retailer wanted, you are 10 times more likely to buy it at $75 because of the anchor. There was a famous study involving the retail giant JCPenney. A few years ago, they tried to be honest. They got rid of the fake sales and just offered fair, everyday low prices. No coupons, no slash tags. Do you know what happened? Their sales plummeted by 25% in a single year. People didn't want fair prices. They wanted the illusion of a deal. They wanted to feel like they were beating the system. This is the price-value paradox. We don't buy what we need. We buy the savings. Here's what most people don't realize. If a store can afford to give you 70% off and still stay in business, the discounted price is the actual value. The 70% was a lie used to manufacture a sense of urgency. Now, you might be thinking, Maven, what about buy one get one free? Surely that's a good deal. It's free. Well, let's look at the zero effect. In psychology, the word free is a powerful emotional trigger that completely shuts down the rational part of your brain. Let's do the math on a BOGO offer. Suppose you see a shirt for $40. You need one shirt. You were prepared to spend $40, but the sign says buy one get one free. Now, you take two shirts. You still pay $40. Mathematically, you paid $20 per shirt. Great, right? But here is the catch. You now have a surplus of a good you didn't need yet. You have doubled your consumption rate. And because you feel like you saved $40, you are 60% more likely to go to the food court and spend an extra $20 on a meal you weren't going to buy. Retailers use BOGO to clear inventory and to increase your basket size. They aren't giving you a gift. They are forcing you to buy in bulk. This is where it gets really interesting. Researchers found that when people are offered a choice between a $15 gift card for free or a $20 gift card for $7, the vast majority of people choose the free $15 card. Think about that. Option A, you get $15. Option B, you pay $7 and get $20, a $13 gain. At first glance, option A feels better, but option B actually gives you more value for less money. Yet most people still choose option A because free shuts down logic. Look, we've all seen the countdown timers on websites. Deal ends in 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 21 seconds. This is the scarcity principle. When our brains perceive that a resource is limited, whether it's time or quantity, we stop analyzing the price and start focusing on the loss. We aren't buying the product. We are buying a way to stop the fear of missing out, FOMO. But here's the mathematical reality of limited time offers. In the digital age, inventory is almost never limited. If you go to a site that says only 2 left in stock, 9 times out of 10, that is a line of code designed to trigger a cortisol spike in your brain. They want you to feel a mild fight or flight response. Why? Because you can't do math when you're in flight mode. Let's look at the sales cycle of a typical major retailer. Data shows that most products go on sale every 4 to 6 weeks. If you see a Labor Day sale, I guarantee you that same product will be the same price or cheaper during the pre-fall sale or the Tuesday afternoon because we need revenue sale. When you buy because of a countdown timer, you are paying a panic tax. You are giving up your power to compare prices and wait for a better deal because you're afraid of a clock that isn't even real. This is a subtle one that hits you in the grocery store. It's called the decoy effect. Imagine you're buying popcorn at the movies. Small, for dollars. Large, $9. Most people buy the small. $9 feels like a lot for popcorn. But then, the theater introduces a third option. Small, for dollars. Medium, $8.50. Large, $9. Suddenly, the large looks like an incredible deal. It's only 50 cents more than the medium. The medium is the decoy. It's not there for you to buy. Its only job is to be mathematically bad so that the large looks good by comparison. The theater doesn't want to sell you a $4 popcorn or an $8.50 popcorn. They want you to spend $9. And by adding that decoy, they've successfully manipulated you into spending $5 more than you originally intended, and you feel smart for doing it. We do this with everything: phone storage plans, car trim levels, even premium coffee. Here's what most people don't realize. When you choose the best value option, you are often buying more capacity or features than you will ever use. If you buy the value pack of 500 trash bags for $30 instead of the 50 pack for $5, you've saved on the unit price, but you've tied up $25 in trash bag capital that could have been earning interest or paying down debt. You are effectively acting as a free warehouse for the retailer. You are paying them for the privilege of storing their inventory in your pantry. So how do we fight back? How do we stop being the product in their psychological experiments? The answer is to reintroduce friction. The entire goal of modern retail is to make spending frictionless. Apple Pay, one-click ordering, tap to pay. These are all designed to separate the buying from the paying. When you tap your phone, you don't feel the loss of money the same way you do when you count out $20 bills. Here are 3 actionable steps to kill the fake discount scam in your life. 1. The list price rule. Never, ever look at the original price or the percent off. Cover it with your thumb. Look only at the final number. Ask yourself, if this item were this price every day and there was no red tag, would I buy it right now? If the answer is no, put it back. You aren't saving $100, you're spending $40. 2. The 24-hour cooling period. For any purchase over $50, you must wait 24 hours. This allows the dopamine to subside and your prefrontal cortex, the logic center, to wake back up. I guarantee you that 70% of the things you had to have during the sale will look like useless junk the next morning. 3. Use the hours of life calculation. Take the final price of the item and divide it by your real hourly wage. the one we calculated in the last video? Is that 70% off designer bag worth 15 hours of sitting in meetings? Is that BOGO gadget worth 4 hours of your life? Suddenly, the deal starts to look a lot like a high-interest loan on your future. The hard truth is, the world is designed to make you feel like a smart shopper while you're slowly going broke. They want you to be a coupon king or a Black Friday warrior, because as long as you're hunting for deals, you're not hunting for freedom. The most expensive thing you can buy is something you don't need, no matter how cheap it is. Being financially smart isn't about finding the best sales. It's about realizing that the best discount in the world is 100%, and you get it by not buying the item at all. Stop letting red tags dictate your net worth. Start valuing your money more than the retailers value their inventory. Your bank account is a scoreboard for your freedom, not a collection plate for the local mall. If this video made you rethink that amazing deal you almost bought today, share it with someone who is currently addicted to the sale section. We can all stop being victims of these psychological traps together. I want you to go through your last 3 sale purchases. Be honest with yourself. Did you save money, or did you just pay for a dopamine hit? Audit your spending, kill the anchors, and start building your margin. Because the only deal that matters is the one where you own your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.